guy plays like a veteran quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I have two different things I want to mention with you. The second thing is one that only you and I feel like would nerd out about. So I really wanted to just mention it so that we can nerd out about it for a little bit. But the first one is in regards to Brock Purdy. You talked about the command, right? I think one thing that's clear is he is such a gritty competitor. He's putting his body on the
Great
line. He's
competitor.
such a competitor.
High
And then
standards.
the other
Very
thing
high
is
standards.
he is just an instinctive football player. He has instinctive feel for where people are around him, escaping pressure. He has such a natural feel for, he's not the world's greatest athlete, but he's quick-footed and he has a really natural athletic ability to make people miss. It's not about how fast you are, how big you are. It's kind of just an instant. Mahomes has this in the best way I've ever seen, where he can just make people miss. Mahomes runs 4.9 and he's a little chubby. But Mahomes, you can't touch him in a tight space because of how quick and instinctive and natural he is. Brock Purdy's the same way. I mean, one of the best plays I think I've seen from a Niners quarterback. They were running a little naked with a over route concept that you see run in the NFL every week, right? It's a 3-level concept off the naked. He's got Debo coming out, comes off the naked. Joe Tryon is right in his face. Drops his eyes, ducks inside of Joe Tryon, and then is able to reset. And first, two things. One, he's able to get to Debo on the over because he missed the first window, right? Because he had to make Joe Tryon miss. Second, his feet aren't set, and from an awkward angle, he's able to drop the ball in a sidearm platform. Know that the curl flat defender, they had like a corner as a curl flat defender near the sideline, and kind of layer it over him nice and soft and pillowy sweet to Debo for a 13-yard gain. Really great play from the quarterback. And then he had a couple more. There was one to Ayuk, right? They were starting their 2-minute drill. They ran it a couple times, and then they got that first down, and then they started going the 2-minute drill. And the first throw, they call a little bit of a shot play, right? They call two what they call swirl routes, which is basically the receiver, goes 10 yards, breaks to the corner, and then comes back to the ball. And they called two on either side. The Dolphins are playing cover 6, and he goes to the cover 2 side. They get great protection. He takes one hitch, and he rips that puppy to Ayuk. And he puts it right on his chest when Ayuk comes out of his break. And the timing and accuracy of the ball is so good that Ayuk is immediately able to catch the ball and drop his hips and pick up another 10 yards after the catch. And those are the little things, right? That's a throw that I've seen Garoppolo hesitate to make. I've seen Lance hesitate to make. It's there. Just step up and rip it. And Brock Purdy just stepped up and ripped it. And I don't want to compare him really to those other quarterbacks because we have an offseason ready for all of those conversations, depending on how this season goes. But depend just on how he has played individually for the last 7.5 quarters for a rookie quarterback. I would like to bring up the second thing I talked about. He is playing right now, and this is the best 7.5 quarter stretch that any of the 2021 rookie quarterbacks played. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, maybe Mac Jones had a little better stretch than this. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence's rookie year was kind of tough. He had the Urban Meyer stuff. He's now balling out. He's playing unbelievable, by the way, Trevor Lawrence. That's a little bit besides the point. Fields, all these guys, it's a better 7.5 quarter stretch than any of those guys. It's a better 7.5 quarter stretch than any of the guys that were drafted this year. And I liked Kenny Pickett before the draft. I thought people were overrating some of the things that Kenny Pickett had, which was experience, consistency. I thought he was accurate. I thought he had a little better arm than people gave him credit for. I thought he was a better athlete than people gave him credit for. Look at them tangibly now on what they provide. Kenny Pickett's in a crappy offense without the same weapons. They can't run the football, and they don't protect too well, right? So we can't compare their supporting cast. But we look at the tangible abilities of the quarterback themselves. I don't see 7 rounds being the difference between Kenny Pickett and Brock Purdy. I don't see it. And that's where you can isolate quarterback play in all of this, right? 7.5 quarters, the play calling is great. The weapons are great, is all true. The quarterback is also playing great. And this is what, Larry, you and I tried to talk about with Jimmy Garoppolo for so many years. Yeah, the weapons are so good. Yeah, they're winning so many games. Yeah, Shanahan's calling plays, but the quarterback is playing okay. He's not playing great. He's playing okay. And now we're seeing how it looks when the quarterback is playing really well. The timing, the efficiency, the precision. That offense in the first half was just up the field, up the field, touchdown, up the field, touchdown. And the touchdown run he had was really, really a good play. He had one-on-one in the open field against the linebacker, made a miss, no problem, gets into the end zone. He's got something. You saw it, Larry. You saw it.
And I'll say this. People say, are you going to back off your statement? Why would I? But more than anything, somebody asked me about him today. What do you expect? Where do you think he goes from here? And I I just said it ain't gonna stop. It ain't stopping. This kid's not. This kid's not. It's not. The clock's not going to strike midnight. He's not going to turn into a pumpkin. He's not going to be. What you see is what you get. I only got here because I trusted my eyes before you guys did.
Right.
It's all been there. It's
Right.
all been there. I believe me. I sat there in May getting a sunburn on my forehead, over and over, watching every minute of minicamp. The ball came out on time. He threw strikes, dimes, dime after dime after dime. Where it really hit me, Vish, was when I talked to him in training camp, I guess when the preseason started. And, oh, no, actually, the second time I talked to him, or maybe second or third, I've done 2 or 3 interviews with him. After the when Willie Snead dropped the touchdown pass in the Chiefs
Right.
game.
Right.
And I
Right.
think I asked Brock, hey, I know your family's all dialed in on you. What did they think of that drive? And I forget exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of like, finish next time. Or it was like, it was like finish it next time as opposed to great drive. And that pursuit of perfection, you may not be perfect, but it's the pursuit of perfection that is really illustrates what the guy's all about. And it
Yeah.
ain't going to stop. And it's not he ain't going backwards from here. He's going to get better. He's going to get stronger, faster, more
Right.
knowledgeable of this system, more in step with his receivers. I talked to Brandon Ayuk. Man, he was
He loves
eager.
him.
He was eager to tell me how much confidence he has in Brock Purdy. So it's just it's a great situation. I'll say this. I feel better about the 49ers chances to
Yeah.
win the Super Bowl this year because of how Brock has played than really anything else, because I knew they had a great defense, but I
Yeah.
always thought, well, will bad Jimmy show up in the playoffs? Because we
Yeah.
know there's good Jimmy, bad Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's had an incredible year, but that question was still always going to linger.
Yeah.
Purdy sees it, and I think the team believes in him, and they still have this killer defense, and they're going to get Debo back, and they're going to get Elijah Mitchell back. And all I got to say is, if you're in the NFC, watch out, man. Watch out. I think the 49ers are going to rampage, and I think they're going to the bowl with Brock Purdy.